Hello everyone, I am Kapil Chauhan. You are watching Technical Academy. This is our lecture number 34 in electronic devices and circuits. In this lecture we are going to study about the varactor diode. So I will start this presentation with introduction to the varactor diode. Then we will be studying about the working of the varactor diode, characteristics of the varactor diode and advantages of the character diode. Then we will see small practical application of the varactor diode in the real life scenario. So I am going to start this presentation with introduction to the varactor diode. So basically the varactor diode can be explained in such a way that it can be defined as the diode whose internal capacitance varies with the variation of the reverse voltage. Such types of the diode is known as varactor diode. So its name suggests that the capacitance of this diode is going to vary with the input voltage. That's why its name is varactor diode. It is used for storing the charges, not for flowing the charges. The varactor diode always works in the reverse bias and it is a voltage dependent semiconductor device. It means its output characteristic is going to vary with the input voltage. Whatever input voltage we are supplying, that is going to influence the characteristic of the varactor diode. So that's why it is known as voltage dependent semiconductor device. The varactor diode is used in a place where the variable capacitance is required and that capacitance is controlled with the help of the voltage. So in such types of place where we require the variable resistance, not variable resistance, variable capacitance, in such places we are using the varactor diode. For example, tuning circuit, radio receiver, television receivers, these circuitry are using the varactor diode for receiving the signals where we require the variable capacitance. The varactor diode is also known as the varicap diode, volt cap, voltage variable capacitance, or the tuning diode. So these are the different types of the names. These are the different names of the varactor diode. We can call by any name. So you can see this is the symbol of the varactor diode. This portion is representing the normal p-n junction diode and this symbol is representing the parallel plate capacitor. So the whole figure is the symbol for the varactor diode. This is the anode, this is our cathode. Now we will be studying about the working of the varactor diode. So as we know that if the p material and the n type material is connected together, then a junction will be created that is known as p-n junction. So a p-n junction diode will be created. So it is like a p-n junction diode only, but it operates in the reverse bias condition. So a depletion region will be created due to the diffusion of the electron and hole pairs. So this is the depletion region which is representing, and in this as we have seen in the introduction part that the varactor diode is always connected in the reverse bias condition. It means that in case of reverse bias condition, the depletion region will be high. Our main requirement of using the varactor diode is to store the charges, not to flow the charges. So we are using this varactor diode in the reverse bias condition because this depletion region is going to work as an obstacle for flowing the charges. So you can see in this figure that it is connected in the reverse bias mode. Here this is our negative terminal of the battery which is connected to the p type material, and this is our this is our positive terminal which is connected to the n type material. So this diode is in the reverse bias condition. The varactor diode operates only in the reverse bias condition. Because of the reverse bias, the current does not flow. So if the diode is connected in the reverse bias, then the depletion region will be high and this depletion region will not allow to flow the charges from this junction to the other places. So the larger depletion region in the reverse bias does not allow the ions to move from one place to the another. Suppose that if the diode is connected in the forward bias condition, Then as we know that in case of the forward bias condition, the depletion region is going to be very small, and this depletion region will allow the charges to flow across the junction. It means the from p holes from the p side to n side and number of electrons from n side to p side, they will move. So we don't require this because we require the storage of the charges. So if we are using the varactor diode in the forward bias condition, then we are not going to obtain our requirement. So using the main purpose of using the varactor diode is to store the charges, not to flow the charges. So this is our main objective of using the varactor diode. The formula that gives the capacitance of the varactor diode is as C of T is equals to epsilon A upon W, where Ct is the transition capacitance of the varactor diode, epsilon is the permittivity of the semiconductor material which is used for the construction of the varactor diode. A is the area of the PN junction diode. A is the area of the PN junction that is created when the P and N materials are connected, and W is the width of the depletion region that will depend on the input voltage that we have applied and the biasing condition. If we have applied the reverse bias condition, then the depletion region will be high. In case of the forward bias, the depletion region will be very less, and in case of the unbiased condition, it will be moderate. So for increasing the storage capacity of the charges of the depletion region, which act as a dielectric of the capacitor of the diode, should be kept small. As we know that capacitance is inversely proportional to the depletion width. It means that as the depletion region will be less, the capacitance will be high. So our main purpose of using the varactor diode is to store more charges. So it will be better to increase the storage capacity of the varactor diode. So for this purpose we need to keep the depletion region as small as it is possible. So now we will be studying about the characteristic curve of the varactor diode. So you can see this is the characteristic curve of the varactor diode, which is exponentially decaying with the reverse bias voltage. It can be clear from this figure. See, this is our figure. This is the capacitance which is representing y axis, positive y axis, and this is our negative x axis which is representing the reverse bias voltage. So as the reverse bias voltage is increasing, the transition capacitance of the varactor diode is going to decrease, and the decay will be exponential decay. You can see this is the figure. So as the reverse bias will decrease, as the reverse bias will increase, the transition capacitance is going to decrease. It means they are inversely proportional. So from the above figure, it can be concluded that the varactor diode storage capacitance, this is transition capacitance, which is inversely proportional to the reverse bias voltage. Now we will study about the advantages of using the varactor diode. So the first advantage is that the varactor diode produces very less noise as compared to the other diodes. So this is one of the advantage, because we require less noise only. It is less costly and more reliable. It is less costly, it means it is cheaper, and it is more reliable. So it is also one of the advantage. It is cost effective. And the last advantage is that the varactor diode is small in size and less in weight, so it can be handled very properly. It is small and its weight is also very less. Now we are going to study about one practical application of the varactor diode, and that practical application is varactor diode in the tuning circuit, or in the tank circuit. We can use this varactor diode for the purpose of tuning. For example, if we are using for example, you can use in the radio receivers for matching the resonant frequency of any channel. In radio, television receivers, any other communication system, we can use the varactor diode, and it is used in practical applications. So this is our circuitry. You can see this is the resistance, and these D1 and D2 are the two varactor diodes. They are connected in series, and this is our variable DC voltage, which is going to vary, and depending on this variation of the input voltage, our diode D1 and D2 capacitance is also going to vary. So the diode D1 and D2 are connected in series, and they are parallel with the resonant circuit. So they are going to provide the variable resistance depending on the variation of the DC voltage. So this is the same thing given over here. D1 and D2 are the two varactor diode which provide the variable resistance, variable capacitance connected in parallel with the resonant circuit. Here F0 is the frequency of resonant circuit, which is equals to 1 by 2 pi root L into CT. Here CT is the equivalent capacitance of the two varactor diodes, which is equals to C1 into C2 upon C1 plus C2. So this is going to give our resonant frequency. And in the above circuitry, the L is the inductance of the circuit, and it is measured in the Henry. The resonant frequency F0 of the circuitry is expressed in the terms of C1 and C2, which is the maximum voltage capacitance of the diode. So this is the working of the practical circuit of the varactor diode. So friends, if you like this video, then you can share with your friends, and please subscribe my channel so that you can get the notification for the upcoming videos. Okay, thank you.